You were there in New York, soaking wet, I'm sure.
Yeah.
One of the worst places to call a game ever is from a baseball stadium. I did it a lot of times at Rosenblatt.
Difficult.
How was it?
The trip was fantastic. It was well done. You could tell it was intentional from a scheduling standpoint to not spend a ton of time on the bus. Travel was incredibly efficient, which is amazing
For New York.
120 guys and in New York. But I think Coach Rule, knowing so many of the shortcuts and how to move around the city and the deal that he had with Fordham, and they got off half girdle on the plane, Jay.
Oh, wow.
Went right to the Meadowlands for practice when we landed. So it was from a strategic standpoint, it was well organized, and you could tell after about day 3 that I felt really, really good about Nebraska. The chemistry was good, the camaraderie was good. They didn't hesitate. Fordham had just cleared the field on the first snow on the 24th, and they went outside anyway. Half rack, guys dressed like they were ready to tackle the elements. That was the first thing that I noticed was guys were not bundled up. Outside of Sierra Wright, those guys were ready to embrace the conditions, and I was like, okay, we're in business.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Yeah.
So 7-6. It's a winning season. It's a winning bowl game. First time since 2015. Your feelings of the game?
Yeah, about how I kind of expected. I thought Nebraska was going to be the more prepared team. I understand BC's issues with the All-American edge guy that didn't play, some offensive lineman that are being NFL that didn't play. So I fully understand that. But I thought Rule's demeanor was really going to set at home with the team. I thought he's going to have his guys prepared. And I liked Nebraska from the get-go. They got off with good momentum. Obviously, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, it got a little dicey. It got a little dicey, and that's going to happen. Obviously, some bowl games, you do some different things. You saw a lot of fakes. You saw some different things that when you have 14, 15 extra practice, some extra time, you're going to have some time to kind of implement some of those things. But I'll tell you what, you get out with the win. You have some good, solid momentum going forward. You're 7-6. I know there's some things that need to get worked on, need to get fixed, and they will get fixed. But I just love the momentum that this team, this program is carrying into the offseason. Finished up the recruiting with the transfer portal, now into winter conditioning and spring ball. And you just like I feel really good about where things are at.
Yeah, at the end of the game, I was thinking, remember John Niatawa used to always tell me, because he's younger, obviously, than us. He'd go, you never know what these guys are dealing with. You don't know. And you always used to say, and you still say it, is that it's not about the coaches, it's about the team. It's about the University of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Rahmir Johnson, after that, listening to him talk with his mom's situation, how much he loved the team, why he decided to stay. Perfect example of what you want out of Husker.
Yeah, it was fascinating that's really what was going on, because I think, and I even tried to ask some guys on the team about the situation when he was going through the concussion protocol and kind of was missing games, and I've established a really good relationship with EJ, and I was talking to Emmett about it, and I go back now after knowing exactly what's going on with Rahmir, and I go back to some of Emmett's responses about Rahmir, and I'm even more impressed than I had. As you know, I'm a huge Rahmir guy, and I fairly close to EJ, just running backs and kind of similar careers, right? Hurt and had to be ready and showed some promise, then you're hurt again, and then something's wrong. So I kind of just gravitated towards his story, and one time going to Fordham, I didn't take the bus, I took an Uber. And so the Uber driver actually went through Harlem.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's him as well, yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, I forgot how he went to school an hour every day each way to make sure that he was at the prep school that he needed to be at. And I used to tell you, a guy's got to be committed coming from a winning program like that that's willing to spend 2 hours and 20 minutes of his day every day to go to school.
He had to go away to Bergen. That's a big deal.
So like that was a heck of a deal.
The other impressive thing, and this has been all season, man, that D-line. I know people were worried because you had some guys who transferred, but a whole bunch more stuffed tackles just did the job.
And I think when I say I feel good about where Nebraska is going forward, it's because of Rahmir. It's the guys like Ty and Nash who easily have sat out and not played. But the unselfishness in putting Nebraska first against their wants and their needs and their future, aspects. Even you take like a guy like Heiner Carberg. and kind of altering roles a little
Yep.
bit.
First
Yeah.
guy out on the practice
Yeah.
field.
Like changing,
was incredible.
Changing that. Like if there's anybody you think I'm gonna take my ball and go somewhere
someplace
else,
else,
it would be him.
Yep.
So just with that, and I'll get to the D-line, but that's where I feel good about the culture
Sure.
and just the guys, because you hear about, are you playing for the N on the helmet, or are you playing for a certain coach? Or I feel like Nebraska's getting towards you're playing for University of Nebraska.
Yeah.
But Ty and Nash, what they're able to do, I mean, Ty played his tail off, been paying his tail off all year. Nash has done the same thing.
Yep.
That's
Playing
probably my
hurt.
biggest takeaway.
Yeah, playing
was
hurt all year.
Their ability, because I like BC's offensive line on film.
They ran the ball all year, and everybody.
Especially the last third of the season. I'm thinking, ooh, and Nebraska may have their hands full. Where they have
down.
to pressure, where they have to run blitz, and I was impressed with Nebraska's ability to handle BC at the line of scrimmage.
Just lead by example. You had guys that left, Jamari leaving, you had some young guys step in, but you're just like, that's the most impressive thing too, is so many young players,
Yeah.
Vincent Shavers, McGahee coming in, stepping in, not playing a ton throughout the year, bits and pieces throughout there, but you can lean on those too. It's like, you get in that huddle, you're like, there's some familiar faces. We know we're all good because them two are here. So it was fun. I'm going to miss watching them too. For
No
sure.
doubt about that. No seniors were a huge part of this.